Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 011111911.
Gene Simmons fan, Jeff, as he writes in, and he says, listen, Gene and his daughter auditioned for The Voice. They didn't get the chair to turn around because, of course, he wanted somebody else to pay for her career because he's a douche and a cheap ass.
Like, yeah, no kidding. Okay, great point. Great point on that one. Because you have all the connections in the world to launch your daughter's singing career. And you're like, you know what? Would it be good publicity? This is good. It's a big hot show right now. I'm telling you, it's like the biggest thing on the planet.
I mean, okay. And part of those connections maybe is to get her on the show. But, you know, she failed. And so I don't know. Maybe she's not very good.
And it backfired on your ass.
Yeah, it didn't really work. So maybe that was not the way to go. So anyways. Does Gary still have the spot downtown in Paso Robles? No, he closed that about a year ago or so.
Yeah, he leases the space out to another wine tasting room. I don't know. I hate to call them wineries because I know sometimes they're just tasting rooms. He leased out the space to another tasting room. And then he had a custom built, kind of like a man cave. It's basically a spot for him to hang out and play poker with his friends, but it's a big lounge. And the lounge has all that memorabilia that he was talking about, like prominently displayed. Like there's what are those cases called where they're built into the wall, and he's got a big guitar in it, it's got lights on it, and it's got
called a lighted case with a guitar in it. I don't know. I don't know what the fancy term is.
He's got recessed lighted cases with guitars in them, and then a full bar, pool table. It's library. I don't know, bookshelves, I guess.
He referenced that he's moving into his VRBO or his whatever, the house that he used to rent out. Mm. And I was lucky enough to stay with a friend that stayed at that house. So I got to stay there one time, and I believe it's right next to the house that he ended up building. I didn't get to stay in the house. I stayed in some apartment above a garage somewhere, but I did get to go in that house, and he has all the guitars, in cases. The whole house is great. There's only cameras in one room. It's this big, man cave type bar area with pool tables and a big bar and TVs.
There must be all those ongoing guitars. Theme with Gary because that's what in the space on Riverside.
Thought, wow. And so I'm looking at it. Eddie signed it and the tour that it was on. And I was sitting there going, this was before he died. This was almost 10 years ago. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I don't think cell phone selfies was a big thing 10 years ago, because if it was, maybe I would have taken a picture of it, but I didn't even take a picture of it.
Well, you would have just taken a picture of it and not of yourself and it,
I don't know. I might have held my fingers out, did some devil horns, woo! I don't know. Maybe not. Depends. There was a lot of alcohol I remember drank that weekend, so.
Speaking of the 805 beer text lines, Mike writes in. He says, man, we sure had some hard rain and wind last night. I don't know why, but every time somebody makes rando comment about the weather. We did have hard rain and wind last night, but
but that happens every spring, I feel like.
Right.
The hardest rain I've ever experienced in my life is when I lived in Rio Grande. I lived on the hill across from where Panera is. That's a horrible reference, but I just remember standing out on a balcony going, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
We grew up in the Northwest where it rains all the time, but it doesn't rain that hard. I mean, we get some windstorms, but it rains. But nothing like the rain that you get off of the Pacific Ocean when you live that close.
This is
insane.
This is counterproductive to what I'm about to play, but interesting side fact is perennially. The city of San Luis Obispo gets right around the same amount of rain annually that Seattle gets. It's within an inch or two. And everybody thinks of Seattle.
San Luis Obispo just gets it in a couple of weeks.
They get it in 7 days. And Seattle gets it over the course of a whole winter. But whenever somebody comments about the weather, and it's out of the blue, I always think of that scene from The Office when it's snowing outside.
Hey, it's snowing.
Oh my God, it's the first snowfall of Christmas. Is that just so magical for you, little girl? Can you not wait to have a hot chocolate and cuddle up with Papa and tell him about all your Christmas dreams? It's not even real snow. Look, it's dusting. It's pitiful.
And then it ends up being a snowball fight in the office.
What a jackass! Oh, it was so great.
I love
and
Dwight.
then you think Jim gets the best of Dwight? No. When he goes out to the parking lot and there's like 25 snowmen built there, and he's like, "Oh my God, whoa!"
It happens all the time around here because it's so nice all the time that when you get some kind of weird weather like that is outside of the 315 days of sunshine that we get, people are like, "Whoa, check it out, it's raining." We truly are blessed if we're like shocked. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it would rain here.
Well, we did
of
go
all
through
places.
like that. What was it? A 15-year drought or something? It was
Yeah.
just insane. Like that was nuts. I mean, I've
But
never
the last
been
3 years should make us forget about that.
This rain. Yeah, very true. Anyways, thanks for everybody for texting in. Also, done with Twitter's agenda was saying that Trump only bought one Tesla. You made it sound like he bought a fleet.
Why was there four
I
of
only
them
saw
sitting
one.
out there? There was like a bunch of them.
was it?
But maybe they were showcasing the cars. They were all sitting out. Oh, so he just bought the red one?
Yeah, I think he just bought the red one. But who knows? Maybe he bought, I mean, come on.
I want to start.
If I buy 4, can I get a deal? Come on, Elon. Can I get a deal? Are we buddies or not? Can I get a deal if I buy 4?
On the way home yesterday, I was surveying Tesla drivers. I wasn't like asking them questions, but I was just visually surveying them as if to see, okay, did these guys buy this electric car as a virtue signal, or did they buy it because they really thought it was a good product? I was about half and half on that. Now,
I think most people would say it's half and half too. So.
Yeah, and of the ones that I think bought it because they thought it was genuinely a good product, I do believe only half of those people probably ended up voting for Trump. So that puts my numbers based on my limited research of driving home yesterday at 75% that have some disdain for Elon Musk for being a class traitor. So, meaning, he's not on their side anymore. He's on the other side. So I want to start testing this theory out a little bit more. And I want to make like some kind of sign or something. And it says, support Tesla, go Trump, or something to those, and hold it up, give them the big thumbs up and see what their reaction is. Just to see where I'm at on that. I mean, it's not like it's kind of trolling, but it's not trolling. I want to know what, because these people are hugely conflicted right now, and I feel bad for them. Like they went out, they bought the Tesla, they followed the orders. They followed the orders, and then they got burned hard in the end for following the orders. So, of course, they're very upset.
The joke's
right now.
on you.
Yeah.
The joke's on you.
So, of course, they're very upset right now. And
I mean, it's bad enough that Elon is working for Trump, and then now Trump went out and he's bought a couple. He's bought 2, by the way. He bought one for the White House, or the red one that you saw, and then he's previously bought a Cybertruck for his granddaughter. What about all the other grandkids? I'd be like, what the hell?
she's good at golf.
He's got doesn't he got like 12 grandkids?
Oh, come on.
or something?
He plays favorites. Like everybody knows about Ivanka. Nobody knows about that other one.
Yeah. All's fair in love and war, right? Van Halen and Ozzy coming up after the break.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Don't miss a moment. Subscribe to the podcast on Google, Apple, YouTube by clicking on Jeff and Jeremy at KZOZ.com. You can now get your favorite morning show delivered straight to your smartphone.
I download the podcast.
Download the Jeff and Jeremy podcast at the audio clips section at KZOZ.com.
I just download the podcast on the app.
Or get it on demand on the KZOZ app. Jeff and Jeremy. The whole show is available wherever you get your podcast, thanks to a much smarter podcast.
Yes!
Listen to the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze for market trends, rate info, and strategies for buyers and sellers. Get informed when it comes to navigating the dynamic real estate landscape of the Central Coast.
How can that be bad?
Subscribe to both podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts today. California DRE 0111111.
All right, it's 8:25 on the text lines, 805 beer text lines. John writes in, he says, "Hey guys, I saw a Tesla yesterday with a big sticker on it. Said I didn't vote for Elon, so don't trash my Tesla." People are scared. They are scared that they are going to get their Teslas trashed, whatever.
Well,
and then Big D, go ahead.
Well, I mean, the people that would be trashing it would be the same people that fall in line with their way of thinking. So then,
these are the same people that burn cities down when they win a championship, when they, feel like they need to march, when they, whatever. They have no care for other people's property.
So imagine the confliction that you would have if you have to put a sticker on your car saying, "Please don't damage my car. I bought this when Elon was cool." Basically, you're saying, "I bought it when Elon was on our side, so please don't burn my car." Yet you have to do that in order to make sure that your car does not get burned or trashed or spray painted or something along those lines. Why not just sell the damn car? Why not just get rid of it?
Dana thinks it's a big ruse. He says it's funny you guys are talking about how many vehicles he bought. I'm sure he didn't buy one of them. It was all just a big promotion for his buddy.
Oh, I'm sure it was because Donald Trump has made it pretty clear and evident that he is going to support businesses that manufacture in the United States. So he probably got a deal. He knows a guy. I mean, Gene Simmons would have got it for free, though.
KCOC.com, where you can find the Justin Stearns Assist Home Loans poll question. So we started off talking about this. We just had a brief conversation. Jeff said, well, let's get some feedback on our Facebook page. It was enough to make sure that we got a poll going. And we're asking you, would you consider a martini a man's drink or a woman's drink? And right now,
no to each their own. No to each their own.
I'm sorry, or neither. It goes either way.
You mean neat?
That is.
You mean neat-ther.
Neater. No, because sometimes we don't like it neat. I like it dirty. I like a dirty martini with a little extra.
What's in an espresso martini? I hear a lot of people talk about
espresso and martini. I don't know.
So what's martini?
It all depends.
I don't even know what's in a martini, to be honest with you. Is it like
gin or vodka? Usually are the two base liquors, and then oh my God, what's it called?
Vermouth? Is vermouth?
Vermouth.
Okay.
Thank you. God, I couldn't do that. It's a wine product, actually. And so, but the vermouth is really just there to add some viscosity to it. It doesn't really do a lot of flavor. So when they'll put the vermouth in the cup with the ice, they'll shake that first, and they'll add the vodka or the gin, then they'll shake it, then they'll pour it into the glass. Right now, 87%, almost not 88%, are saying it goes either way. 12% say it's a man's drink. No one at the KZOZ.com poll question has said it's a woman's drink. Now, that's different when you go online and you look at some of the comments. Let's see. Nancy says it's a woman's drink. Rebel Bear says, I see a drink. It doesn't matter who's drinking it. Mike thinks it's a bisexual drink. Craig says it's a drink.
Oh. Who said bisexual?
Mike. Santa Maria.
Okay. So when you in Mike's mind at least, when you have that in front of you, you're telling the world, in Mike's mind, you're telling the world that you are down for anything.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. Just keep that in mind next time you order one.
Yeah. Mike just lives at home with his dog. So, I mean, he's horned up. He's ready to go. Jerry says, Big Jerry says, seriously, in all capitals with 3 question marks, James Bond dude with 4 exclamation points.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I said.
I don't know. I think it has
Rhonda,
something
the
to
Trump
do.
hater, says, isn't it the man of men, 007 drinks a martini, shaken, not stirred? She even knew the line.
I'll tell you this. I think it has something to do with the vessel in which it comes in. I mean, is there a more feminine looking glass than that gold pan of a widened glass that you get with a big long stem on it?
Only when it's my wife drinks lemon drops. It comes in the same glass,
Yes.
but they sugar the rim. So as long as she's drinking one of those next, I don't give a crap. I love
your
vodka.
wife's spring break choice of drink. I like that. That means she doesn't do it all the
Spring
time.
break choice.
Oh yeah, lemon drops, total spring break drink. Come on.
No, she drinks them all the time. That's her go-to.
That's
She's not
great.
a big she doesn't really like a lot of stuff, but she likes lemon drops. And she doesn't like a lot of lemon drops because she's like, yeah, this place sucks.
Have her try.
So unless it's like,
have her try Crystal Light and vodka. She'll love it.
I'm going to get her lemon Crystal Light and vodka and tell her I made her a lemon drop.
There you go. This is the lemon
see.
drop that Jeff drinks. Try it. It's good.
Dustin, yes, him and I are on the same page, except for I would go Grey Goose. But he said Kettle One, Filthy Dirty, 3 olives. Yes, put them in there. That's really the only way I drink them.
Remember when we
I
had
would
the
drink a
vodka
straight
taste
one,
off?
but
Remember when we had the vodka taste off?
love vodka. See, that's the problem. I love vodka so much, I'll even like bad vodka. I even like bad vodka.
Jeremy said he could,
I tell you, the
he could
Costco vodka
distinguish
is the
between
best.
Popov and Kettle One. And
But I want to know, Dustin.
he chose Popov.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said that's
There's no evidence. There's no evidence
there
that I
isn't,
did,
because it
and
was
I think
before archives,
you were
yes.
wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong. Archives. Dustin, I will say one thing. I think you could take Kettle One and the Kirkland Squatty vodka bottle, not the tall, petite one that's made like Grey Goose, made in the same style. The smaller, not the smaller, but the squattier one, I think is made like Kettle One, and I love that vodka. Let's see. We got a lot of people. Let's see. Your boy Colin says it's a drink for everyone. We're not in the 1950s anymore.
Okay.
I think he's calling you a chauvinist, Jeff. Shaken Not Stirred, 007. A lot of 007 references.
Right. The defenders of the Martini. Of course, that's going to be the defenders of the Martini. And I don't have the luxury of having it open, so I don't get to see the ones that were anti. I only get to hear from you the ones that were pro. You say they're all pro commentary.
I disagree with you. Can you smell what the government is cooking? He says martinis are supposed to be stirred. Shaken martinis get cloudy and diluted with ice. See, that it shouldn't be in the shaker that long. The shaker is just there to chill the vodka. It's just there to chill it quickly.
I'm going to trust.
I
I
get them this way all the time, and I never have had a cloudy martini.
As a man who drinks Crystal Light vodkas, I will tell you this. I have no idea what you just said. I have no idea what can you smell what the government has just said. But what qualifies can you smell what the government is cooking is he's a copper card card holder. He's a member of all the distillery trail around here. He's got the copper card, and he goes out on distillery trail weekend, and he goes down and he throws down. So I know that's a guy that knows his spirits.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It was probably a gift, and he's been out like one time.
No, he went to the weekend. He went and hit up all the places on that weekend. They have like a weekend in the summertime. We
all know martinis are to be shaken, not stirred. All right, come on. They're supposed to be stirred, not shaken. I've never had a cloudy martini that was shaken. I've had I don't know, probably 50 martinis in my life. Who knows? I might have had
50 martinis.
But I do like it. Filthy dirty, as Dustin writes.
It just doesn't. I don't know.
I want to try a pickle brine martini, like a pickle juice martini, because we were talking the other day that
how much
Clausen's
stock do you have in pickle juice?
None. I'm an idiot.
The biggest advocate for pickle juice.
I know I should have a lot of stock.
Nancy is a woman. She says that's a woman's drink.
Why? Why is it a woman's drink?
She just says it's a woman's drink. John,
if it's pink, it's a woman's drink. If it's clear or green or cloudy, it's a man's drink.
John writes in, he says it's a woman's drink. I don't know a single man IRL. You know what IRL means, Jeremy? That's in real life. That means not James Bond, not a fictional character that drinks a martini. I know plenty of women that do.
Where are you reading these comments at?
They're on the Facebook page. Jake agrees with you. Just because 007 drank them, I'd say it's a man's drink.
Yeah. I already went through these comments. I read the good ones. The other ones suck.
Yeah, the ones that don't agree with you are the ones that you won't read.
I would like to know why any drink is a man or woman's drink.
MSNBC has job openings right now. Go. You're great at framing a story. Please go apply to work at MSNBC.
Keep it up, buddy. You're going to get a black eye. Listen. You're talking to a guy that drinks vodka and Fresca on the reg.
Joyless West, right there.
I don't drink martinis that often. But they usually don't have vodka and Fresca when I go out to dinner with my wife. So
vodka and Fresca is great.
Other kind of vodka.
Vodka and Fresca. Now, especially now that they started flavoring the Fresca. Like they have like little black cherry flavored Frescas and stuff like that. That's good. Peach Fresca. Oh, dang. That's like a Georgia.
Peach citrus.
Yeah. You sit on the docks in Georgia and drink that.
We got Ben coming in with the news. Soundgarden and Kiss is next.
93.3 KZOZ rocks.
So the Duchess of Cambria writes in on the 805 beer text lines.
This is great. Gene Simmons right here.
She said Gene Simmons is a jerk. She said we rescued 98 horses from a slaughter in 2005, and he held an adoption day for the public at our 10-acre ranch in L.A., and his daughter wanted to attend. It was an all-day event showing the horses, etc., and Gene asked to use our house kitchen and have a catered lunch delivered for only him and his kid.
So there's a lot of people there bidding on horses. There's a big kitchen there because it's a 10-acre ranch, and he basically sequestered the whole kitchen for himself and his daughter.
Never offered to share with anybody, not even us. Used the entire kitchen, the front porch.
That's his daughter laughing.
He just had to sit and watch, make sure nobody left the doors open, etc. And then he left the mess for us to clean up.
Oh, nice.
He is a
how do you know it was him? How do you know it was him? How do you not know it was his daughter that left the mess? I mean, come on.
Because he's the one that set it up, so
he's responsible for it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to think that...
you could tell that about the guy, right? He is just an arrogant as they get.
You got to think that it's a pretty good draw. You're like, oh, Gene Simmons is going to be there. It probably was talked about in the horse buying community. Wow, Gene Simmons from Kiss is going to be there. Oh, cool. Maybe I can make it. Probably drew more people to the actual auction because he was going to be there. And then, he acts like that. These stories are always the same with Gene Simmons. It never like you never see, except for Rock and Brews. Rock and Brews is a pretty good, I shouldn't say it's pretty good. It's a restaurant made in the same vein as Planet Hollywood that he has at various.
Where did you go to a Rock and Brew?
Corning, California. It's
they have a Rock and Brew there?
It's attached to the casino.
When we had our place in Cabo, we would, it was across the street. They built it in a strip mall.
Yeah.
Which is a weird place. Corning, California.
Well, that's the same way it is in Buena Vista. It's
Cabo.
It's right there next to Knott's Berry Farm. Didn't want to pay for that Disneyland adjacent property. So he's like, oh, well, I'll get the next best thing. It'll be Knott's Berry Farm. But I mean, what? Don't some of the proceeds go to veterans from the Rock and Brews?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that it was set up that way. I don't know how much of the proceeds, given the source, but some of the proceeds go to veterans and veteran services. So, I mean, he's doing his part in that vein, right? So why not have luxury accommodations when you come to Paso Robles and a whole kitchen to yourself when you're auctioning off horses?
This was when they lived in L.A., but yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in L.A., right? I mean, this is what he expects. But what a jerk. I'm sorry. What a jerk. And it sucks to think that...
Did they eat the food slowly in front of everybody else that was not allowed in the kitchen?
That's a great question.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the SLO County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.